Today and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Crystal Paco, so glad you could join us. New rules and regulations are being proposed for landlord-tenant agreements. A public hearing was held this week on a bill by Senator Talina Nelson to update local residential rental laws that have not been changed in 40 years. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Item B, the landlord shall not abuse the right of access nor use it to harass the tenant, except in the case of emergency or where impracticable to do so. The landlord shall give the tenant at least 24 hours notice of the landlord's intent to enter.
That's just one example from the comprehensive list of changes read out by sponsor Senator Talina Nelson, who says she worked closely with stakeholders in the real estate industry. Longtime realtor Chris Felix points out that this may be the third or fourth time in 40 years that they've tried to update the rules and regulations. He says it'll provide some consistency in an industry that can shift back and forth between being a landlord's market and a tenant's market.
This bill, if it becomes law, which we really hope it does, will put an even playing field and even this thing out, where even during these shifts, we have something we can fall back on that is fair to both tenants and fair to both landlords.
Government housing-related agencies also expressed support. Pedro Leon Guerrero of Gura and Cesar Villanueva of the Guam Housing Corporation.
It is our hope that through your bill, landlords and tenants establish a basis of fair play for all who seek to engage in residential real property leasing.
Tenant and landlord relationship sometimes can get testy for many reasons, and updating it to put a lot of these provisions in it that'll help that relationship and fair play, like our partner here at Gura said, obviously will help move these processes forward.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
A growing number of drugs and other items being smuggled into the territory has caught the attention of local law and federal law enforcement. Now, Guam Customs is preparing to bring in a new batch of officers on board to help protect our borders. Nick Delgado has the story.
From the Guam International Airport to the Port Authority, criminals are finding ways to get illegal items, including illicit drugs, onto the island.
There's an influx of many things that back in the 80s and 90s were kind of minimal, and now you kind of see like it's almost commonplace. So
a growing problem, Guam Customs Chief Vincent Perez says his officers are monitoring. But like many government agencies, Guam Customs has its shortfalls.
If you imagine the amount of work that needs to be done and the amount of enforcement that has happened, most especially since September 11th, we've basically we're doing a whole lot more with a whole lot less resources. So
Chief Perez says in the mid to late 1990s, his agency had more than double its current manpower, 200 plus officers then. Today, 104 of them tasked with protecting our borders. But change is coming soon for the agency.
We have the 11th cycle currently in the planning stages, and we're hoping to bring them on by January.
A plus, as he says the last time they brought on new officers was in 2014. Then about 20 officers graduated and got to work.
A lot of times it's like a matter of funding and the bureaucratic processes of going through BBMR, DOA, analyzing your budgets and making sure that our requests are put in and I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
This time, the agency is hoping to start off the new year by bringing on 29 new customs officers to begin training.
We'll take what we can get, and we're hoping to get more. I'm hoping that in the next few years we're able to at least build up to the numbers that we had, because, you know, new enforcement protocols, new mandates, and more resources to be able to do it is only going to be a benefit not just for customs but for the community at large.
The training, he says, could take anywhere from 6 months to a year before the new officers are given their assignments.
I'm just hoping that the community understands and supports us in our endeavor to be able to bring customs officers on, and you know, when you're dealing with border enforcement, there's a whole lot that goes into it, and if you're not aware, everything comes in through the border. So if we close the gaps at the border, then of course you'll find more protection with the communities.
Protection against those attempting to break the law at our borders, while the officers control the flow of other items coming and going. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusinik Delgado.
The fire recruits of the Guam Fire Department's current cycle are nearing the final stretch. But first, they have to undergo another series of skill and practical assessments. Here's more.
The building is going to collapse. The truck is blasting its engines. You need to exit out of here. All right, we're moving down. Left. Right.
You hold the wall. You're in front now. Okay, here we go.
In the beginning, the fire recruits start in the classroom, learning the theories, basic concepts and terminology, and fundamentals of being a firefighter. Now the men and women of the 21st fire cycle head to the stations for hands-on training and testing for fire operations and practical assessments, putting what they've learned thus far into place. Cadre and Battalion Chief Dean Uggan.
A lot of the things that we have to accomplish and check off on their skills, we have to go out to the field.
At the Tamuning Fire Station, recruits were evaluated by pro-board certified firefighters on the donning of the self-contained breathing apparatus, as well as the inspection and changing out. Lieutenant Joseph M. Sablon is with the GFD Training Bureau.
The most important part for this is we just want them to be competent and know exactly where the equipment and proficiency should come at the fire station.
Up at the Dedido Fire Station, the 44 fire recruits were then tested in knot tying, hoisting, and roping.
Their skills is to hoist equipment. So later on in the academy, we'll show lifelines and how to package patients. But in this particular skill, it's all about hoisting equipment, hoisting tools, charge lines, and using the proper knots and hitches.
Later in the week, fire recruits made their way to Agate for 3 training evolutions. Battalion Chief Ed Artero.
Today we're doing simulating exiting a hazardous environment and then also going in to search for a downed firefighter. And then from there it evolves into a rapid intervention team. That's all into one evolution. And then the other one is we have rescuing a conscious and unconscious person down a ladder from an elevated platform.
All the training has them one step closer to pro board certification and ultimately becoming a firefighter. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfis.
A smoke alarm is critical for the early detection of a fire in your home and could mean the difference between life and death. Jonah Goncharfis has more.
In line with Fire Prevention Week, the Guam Fire Department is reminding the community that safety starts at home. This year's theme for Fire Prevention Week is Look, Listen, Learn. Be aware, fire can happen anywhere. Guam Fire Department's Lieutenant Philip Camacho is with the Fire Prevention Bureau.
So it's look for the flames, listen for the alarm, the smoke detector alarm, and learn at least 2 ways out of the room or your residence.
According to the National Fire Protection Association, 50% of all fatal home fires occur when people are sleeping. That's why smoke detectors are so essential. Most people in a house fire die of smoke inhalation first, dying in their sleep. They can warn you before you smell smoke and give you time to get to safety. One commonality in the majority of house fire deaths on Guam and nationwide is either no smoke detectors or no working smoke detectors.
75% of individuals do have smoke detectors in their homes, so there's a 25 percentile that don't.
Here are some important things to remember when installing smoke alarms. To be extra safe, install one both outside and inside all sleeping areas. Having at least 2 smoke detectors in your home makes it far less likely that both will be inoperative at the same time. If your home's smoke detectors are powered by electricity, add at least 1 battery-powered detector in case of power outages. Test smoke detectors monthly. Never disconnect the batteries. Test your alarms while your children sleep to make sure they will wake them up. Sometimes the sound of a smoke alarm doesn't wake small children. Change batteries at least once a year, whether the batteries seem weak or not. Listen for the detector's signal or beep that indicates a weak battery and change it immediately. Follow the manufacturer's instructions to clean your smoke detectors. Excessive dust, grease, or other materials may cause them to operate improperly.
It's just not Fire Prevention Week, it's prevention 365 days a year. So, you know, the fire department motto is to preserve life and protect property. So life is always first. So we want to get it that you know, they can help us by being as safe as possible at home.
For more information, you can contact the Fire Prevention Bureau at 646-8810 or visit www.nfpa.org and search smoke alarms. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfris.
Marking a significant milestone in the suppression of brown tree snakes on Guam, Joint Region Marianas with its local and federal partners conducted an aerial bait application at Andersen Air Force Base recently. Environmental Director for Marine Corps Activity Guam, Albert Borja, says, quote, unlike past efforts of aerial brown tree snake suppression, the purpose of this project is the significant suppression of snakes from the 136-acre habitat management unit at Andersen Air Force Base, end quote. According to a press release, the area is surrounded by a snake exclusion fence and is an interagency test site established for biological resource studies, including invasive species control and forest restoration. Results of this project will be used to inform future management decisions for brown tree snakes. Observing October as Arbor Month, the Guam Museum hosted a tree planting event with the Department of Agriculture's Forestry Division Thursday. Special guests from Sanctuary Incorporated helped plant 16 native plumeria trees, adding to the indigenous guasali and ephit trees planted last July. The tree planting is part of the museum's effort to encourage learning about native plants of Guam. Stay tuned, more Weekend Edition returns.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained, whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years! It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round-trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
Ram Power Days is here, and right now at Cars Plus in Mighty, you can save up to $11,500 on a new Ram 1500. Cars Plus has a great selection of regular cabs, crew cab eco diesels, even quad cabs. 1.99 APR financing is available to qualified buyers. Plus, buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you can get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. With great power comes great deals, only at Ram Power Days at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist. Over 20 years of experience.
Half a day and welcome back. Many headlines covered this week caught your eye either on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Now time to take a look at what you had to say. Asha?
Hey everyone, I'm Asha Robles, and here's what happened this week on Trend Spotting. A suspect in what appears to be a series of canine killings in Jigo has been placed under arrest. KUAM cameras were on scene as Gerald Cruz was processed at the Hagåtña precinct. He's facing charges of animal cruelty, reckless conduct, animal abuse, and unlawful discharge of a firearm. Animal rights advocates are applauding authorities' efforts. It was just last month when Pugwa the dog was found shot to death on private property. Pugwa's case appears to be connected to other canine canine killings in the same northern neighborhood. A day after his discovery, another dog was found dead just houses down. An autopsy revealed both pups had died from gunshot wounds. Puga's family, Nate and Alexi Mapson, reacted to Cruz's arrest, with Nate saying, quote, "We're just so relieved that we think we have the guy that did this. I've never seen him before. I don't know who this guy is. Neither does my wife. We don't know why anybody would do this. Let's hope we're closer to getting some answers." End quote. The Mapsons also extend their thanks to Gain, Territorial Veterinarian Dr. Thomas Poole, the Rotary Club, GPD, Isla Vet Clinic, and Harper Vet Clinic, as well as all of those who supported them. The community online had quite a few things to say about this particular story. Joseph Paris says, "So if a dog comes into my yard and poos for months, and I let my neighbors know that I will shoot it, will I get arrested?" In response to Paris's comment, other viewers disagreed. Kristen says, "Talk to your neighbors about it, and if they still don't change their animals' actions, call your mayor's office. Not everything needs to be shot over a simple solution." Shantae agrees, saying, "I think you may have missed the point. It's one thing if the dog is on your property, although there are other options such as calling Gain or animal control. But the person who did it killed the animal when he was where he belonged. That's not just unacceptable, it's cruel." A quiet neighborhood rocked. Police now a week into what's become a homicide investigation in Chalampago. The victim, 51-year-old John Bloss. As reported, Bloss was found lifeless near the jungle line of his home last Saturday. This latest homicide has some in the community on edge. The police department, meantime, says they understand the concerns from the community. Bloss's death now the latest homicide for investigators to solve, and authorities are looking to the public for help. Criminal investigators are waiting for the chief medical examiner to provide results of the analysis that could tell them the victim's cause of death. Here's how our followers reacted. Penny says, "Guam does not seem like the safe, happy place I once lived. Such a shame." Lays also agrees, saying, "It's getting scary with this string of unsolved murders. And even before that, there was that girl who went missing. Guam doesn't feel safe anymore." Anyone with information is asked to call police or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-4357. That's 477-HELP. Last weekend, KUAM received this viewer video of an HSC-25 helicopter hoisting up a hiker in need of help at Tarzan Falls. Personnel from the Talafofo Fire Station, along with off-duty service members from Anderson Air Force Base, also assisted in the effort to rescue 2 injured female hikers. They reportedly had minor injuries. James Garrido states, "Kudos to GFD Station 11, Talafofo, and Fire Rescue, and to all military community who's always lending a helping hand." On Wednesday, conservation officials released an endangered green sea turtle back into the wild after a year of recovery from a deadly wound. Flapping its fins, McCutie, a green sea turtle, couldn't wait to swim back home. For the past 10 months, McCutie was in the care of Sarah Hamilton, the curator at Underwater World. The team is now hoping to educate the public about preservation efforts. Viewers on Facebook were happy to see this. Here's what some of our viewers on Facebook had to say. Kari says, "So happy to see this. Good job." And Marcus states, "Adios, McCutie. Safe journeys." If you spot a turtle along the beach, especially if it looks injured, you're advised to not pick it up and instead call the Department of Agriculture or the Guam Police Department's non-emergency telephone line at 472-8911. Guam resident Dorian Robles Sison has just returned from Washington, D.C. after being honored with the 2018 Secretary of Defense Award for Outstanding Service Members and Civilians with Disabilities. Sison has been working at Dodea, Guam at Anderson Elementary School since it opened in 1997. She suffers from a spinal cord injury and now has to use a wheelchair for the rest of her life. However, her strong mindset has her embracing her new normal. Sison posted a heartfelt message on Facebook after receiving her award. Quote, "A very humbling and beautiful moment. In July 2017, I thought my life was over. My life how I knew it ended. My new life as a paraplegic is just that, a new life. The one thing that was the most difficult to change was my mindset. Thank you to my family and friends that helped me every step of the way. I literally could not have gotten where I am today without your love and support." End quote. Congratulations, Dory, from all of us here at KUAM and your friends on Instagram. That's it for now. We'll see you guys next week.
Crime Stoppers is next with Jason Solis.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth to sleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
All right, everybody, Hafa Day, and welcome back. Sergeant Paul Tapao is here. He's with GPD and Guam Crime Stoppers, passing on information that your tips actually do make a difference. Sarge, the system works. You've told us that before, but our island has been shocked because there have been a series of what have now been classified as homicides throughout the island and everything like that. So probably at no more time than right now do we need the system.
Absolutely, and thank you for hitting it on, thank you for bringing it forward. The island was brought the news of another homicide that happened, and again, our condolences goes out to the family of the Blas family. And, I want to stress this, that the efforts in what we're doing with the Guam Police Department, along the partnership with the Guam Crime Stoppers and our media partners such as KUAM, has been instrumental with our program. And through the past couple of months, we've been netting arrests based on information that's been shared with our partners in the media and of course the social media platform. And this is where now we are asking the community, hey, please help us, come forward, give us the information, give us any information that you may see, you may feel it's too minute, or you may feel that this may be the make or break for the case about this particular homicide and all the other cases that we're dealing with. Because really our officers, our detectives who are working the case, they rely on the community's information, because this can be that one piece of the puzzle that they're waiting for, and this is the one piece of the puzzle that can bring closure to this case.
And you've said many, many times on this program, as you just said, no matter how insignificant or random, like you can say, well, I really don't know if the person was 5'8", may have been 6'2", and everything like that. Being vague is okay, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You just have to come forward.
Absolutely. You are taking that first step, in providing that information. Give us a vague description, give us something that we can work with. Again, our officers, when they receive the information from the Guam Crime Stoppers, they take it wholeheartedly and they run with it, and they'll exhaust every means to research that case or that tip information that was provided. And these guys, they want information. They're constantly calling, hey, Sarge, do we have any more tips coming in from the Guam Crime Stoppers? And the past couple of months, the information that we've been getting from the Crime Stoppers has been netting a lot of arrests lately, and we've been seeing it shared in social media and, of course, the media platforms such as KUAM.
Now, you've got the app and the website that you're talking about. You can upload video, you can send still images and everything. How's that working out?
It works wonders, because it provides that concrete evidence that our officers use. And when you read the report that's illustrated in the magistrate report, it's information that's provided by the Guam Crime Stoppers. You can add pictures, you can add video. The P3 software that we've applied and are implementing with our program, it's doing wonders with the community and wonders with our work in law enforcement. But again, nonetheless, we are continually going to ask the community, please support us, help the family bring closure to the case by giving information, not just to this homicide, but all the other cases that we're working and dealing with.
And here's what you need to know about this very heinous crime in Chalampago.
On Saturday, October 6, officers assigned to the Hagåtña Precinct Command responded to the discovery of a lifeless male along the jungle line of 171 Chalanchirik in Chalampago. Upon the officers' arrival, an assessment was made where officers noted injuries to the victim, prompting the activation of GPD's Criminal Investigation Division to assume the case. On Monday, October 8th, an autopsy was performed on 51-year-old John Blas by the chief medical examiner, in which the manner of death was determined to be a homicide. If anyone has any information about this crime or any other crime, you can call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP, that's 4357, or submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All calls will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
Okay, Sarge, as always, we appreciate it. So if people don't know right now, if they're like, I feel as if I may have something, I want to contribute, where can they go to submit information?
You can call. You can pick up the phone, call 477-HELP. Again, we protect you by providing full anonymity. Our call takers are trained. As soon as we get that information, it comes straight to me, and I can send that information to our detectives. Or if you have, the ability to submit it online or to the World Wide Web, visit us at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. Give us that information. That's the beautiful thing about it, is that I'm able to correspond with that tipster and that information. In the event we have any questions, I can actually correspond and ask, hey, I need more information. Can you provide this? Our detectives are working this right now. So visit us on our website or give us a call.
Now, I've never asked this, Paul, but because people are anonymous tips, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that obviously, GPD is not going to say, okay, well, what's your name? Where can we reach you? Are there any follow-ups that are done, or is it's all just like a one-time thing? I've got information, I'm passing along anonymously.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can take it from there.
It's the one-time thing, and
Okay.
the only time we call you back or we ask you if you can call for verification is when we do the tip payouts. So when we do make an arrest and we get a grand jury indictment, not a conviction, an indictment, you will receive messages from me if you're corresponding or if you're calling up to follow up. We'll tell you, we'll give you instructions and direction on how to receive your payment for your reward for the information that you provided.
All right, thanks so much. And if there's anything more that we can do to help solve this crime, because I mean, the list is stacking right now, unfortunately, but like you said, I mean, there's a lot of good being done in the community because of this system.
Yes, absolutely. Information, and it may take time for the tipster or the person who knows what had happened to come forward. All it is, we ask you find your inner courage, find your strength, and do what's right and give us that information. Again, we'll protect the full anonymity. No judge, no court, no lawyer is going to ask us to reveal the name, because we pretty much don't know the individual. So what are they going to ask for? But other than that, the information, the critical information, is what we're asking for.
All right, Sarge, thank you much.
Thank you for having me again.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
And we will see you after this break.
Half a day, hungry drivers. Are you spending more time on the road? Shell has teamed up with Wendy's so you can buy